David Gordon is an American libertarian philosopher and intellectual historian influenced by Rothbardian views of economics. Peter J.Boettke, in his Reason Foundation Reason Papers, Issue No. 19, Fall 1994, describes Gordon as a philosopher and intellectual historian who was deeply influenced by the Rothbardian strand of economics. Quote, "He is a senior fellow at the Ludwig von Mises Institute and editor of the Mises Review. Early life and education. Gordon received degrees from University of California, Los Angeles, including a doctorate in intellectual history. He became a specialist on Murray Rothbard. Career. In 1985, Gordon worked with Professor Walter Block on a law review article entitled Extortion and the Exercise of Free Speech Rights, which explores contradictions and paradoxes in laws against blackmail and the conditions under which such laws are acceptable. He has contributed to scholarly publications such as Analysis, International Philosophical Quarterly, the Journal of Libertarian Studies, the Quarterly Journal of Austrian Economics, Social Philosophy and Policy, and Econ Journal Watch. He also has been published in the Orange County Register, the American Conservative, and the Freeman. Gordon's 1991 book Resurrecting Marx, The Analytical Marxists on Freedom, Exploitation, and Justice was described by Mises Institute scholar Yuri Maltsev as a refutation of neo-Marxist attempts to save the system from itself. The book, which answers the arguments of Marxist political philosophers, including Gerald Cohen, John Elster and John Romer, dismisses every form of Marxism as theoretically unviable. The American Political Science Review said Gordon's argument was rather crude. Capitalism could not be exploitative unless a fair capitalism could serve a just world. Therefore, Gordon concludes, Marxism is a complete failure. Contemporary sociology, said Gordon, failed to show that analytical Marxists were a formidable weapon in the hands of anti-Marxists, such as himself. Gordon was said to have shown little competency in anti-Marxist argument, falling into easily avoided mistakes. The Review of Metaphysics assessed the book more positively, describing how Gordon successfully accomplished his explicit goal of demonstrating how Cohen, Elster and Romer had failed to rehabilitate Marx's economic theories. The review said that Gordon's book suggested an unstated second goal, that of Gordon justifying his own libertarian stance, and that this portion of the book was by far the most stimulating. Oxford political scientist David Leopold noted Gordon's thumbnail test regarding whether a writer could be classified as an analytical Marxist as part of a common, misleading and unfortunate understanding of the school. Gordon writing that a favorable stance on dialectics meant that the writer must be crossed off the list. Gordon's book The Philosophical Origins of Austrian Economics, which explores the philosophical origins of Karl Menger's economic theories, was highly praised by Murray Rothbard. Writing in the Review of Austrian Economics, Barry Smith criticized the book for its oversimplistic division of philosophers into two camps, German and Austrian, despite the philosophers having more complex interrelations. For instance, Franz Brentano is exemplary of Austrian thought, though he was born in Germany and was strongly influenced by German philosopher Friedrich Adolf Trendelenburg. Gordon later wrote an essay, Second Thoughts on the Philosophical Origins of Austrian Economics, to provide some additions and corrections to his book. Gordon edited the collection, Secession, State and Amp Liberty, 11 essays that suggest that secession should be given serious consideration. The essays examine United States history, look at theoretical issues, and apply theory to the modern world. In 2011, Gordon conducted a study with Swedish consultant Per Nielsen on books published by Harvard University Press. They published the results of their analysis as the ideological profile of Harvard University Press, categorizing 494 books published 2000 to 2010 in Econ Journal Watch. They presented a spreadsheet analysis that classified the books by unknown criteria, concluding the issue was not that Harvard Press is ideological, but that its ideology is predominantly leftist. The authors acknowledged they had not read all the books they classified. A reviewer noted that one author did not consider his book leftist, and that the reason other books were so characterized was not clear. Assessments. Murray Rothbard described Gordon as a friend and Mr. Erudition. Quote, in Hans Hermann Hoppe's The Myth of National Defense, Luigi Marco Bassani and Carlo Lottieri described Gordon as the semi-official reviewer of the libertarian community. Journalist Brian Doherty, in his foreword to Rothbard's Strictly Confidential, writes that Gordon is the only man around who knows as much as Rothbard did when it comes to the historical, philosophical and economic background of libertarianism. The Orange Country Register, in an editorial, described Gordon as a polymath. Books. Resurrecting Marx, The Analytical Marxists on Freedom, Exploitation, and Justice. Transaction Publishers, 1991. ISBN 0887383904. Editor, with Jeremy Shearmer. H. B. Acton's The Morals of Markets and Related Essays. Essays. 2nd edition, Liberty Fund, ISBN 9780865971066. The Philosophical Origins of Austrian Economics. Ludwig von Mises Institute, 1996. ISBN 0-945466-145. An Introduction to Economic Reasoning. Ludwig von Mises Institute, 2000. ISBN 0-945466-285. Editor, Secession, State and Amp, Liberty. Transaction Publishers, 2002. ISBN 0-7658-0943-5. The Essential Rothbard. Ludwig von Mises Institute, 2007. ISBN 1-933550-104.